Hello everybody, this is Bobby Mills for theindependent.com and End Zone Online. Today we're in Wood River with, after I watched the films last night, the famous Connor Beranek. Coach, how are you, man? I'm starstruck after watching those overseas films. Starstruck, man.
I don't know about that. I haven't watched them in a while. But...
Boy, first time I've ever seen that. You should be playing over there, and they're lucky to have you here. No, actually, we're very happy to be here. I'm glad you could take the time to do this. So.
I'm glad to be here, too. I was excited when you reached out to me.
Well, thanks, man. I interviewed Drake a couple of years ago, and now we got to get the whole family here. So, tell me about where you've been since you've been at Ravenna. I think most people know, but some don't.
A little bit about where I've been since Ravenna. So I went to Doane for a year, followed my brother. He's a coach there, played at Doane for 1 year, and then I went to UK for 3 years and had a really good experience there, and then decided that I wanted to continue to keep playing basketball. So I went and played basketball overseas for 3 years. 1 year in Denmark and 2 years in Spain, and honestly I had a really good experience. I loved my opportunities over there and got to see some places that most people would love to see and don't get to see very often. So I mean, I got paid to play basketball too. That was pretty cool, and just see the world a little bit and get to meet some new people. After that, I mean, I still could probably keep playing a little bit now, but I was at the point where I just kind of was getting tired of missing out on things back home. I mean, I was over there for 9 months straight and was tired of seeing my nieces and nephews have birthdays and Christmases and just stuff like that. And I got a little old. I think family is really important to me. It always has been, and that's one thing that made me want to come back here. And then I met my future wife as well, so that kind of made me want to come back as well and want to stick around Nebraska and be around Nebraska a lot more than traveling over there. So, and then I went and helped after that for a couple years at Kearney High, and been helping Drake for the last 2 years, being his assistant. And I knew that I wanted to get back into coaching at some point, and that was just one way that got me into it. Started having relationships with kids, and I'm like, I need to go and do that for my job, become a teacher and coach as well. So that's where I'm at.
And you left at the top of your game over there, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely.
Honestly, so I had a really good opportunity to go back the following year. I mean, I was going to have my own apartment, my own car, I was just going to have a lot of setups that a lot of people wish they would have had. And looking back, I mean, I know I made the right decision because, I mean, I'm here and I'm happy and I have a good family and I have a good wife, and I mean, I'm at a good school, and there's a lot of good things that have come from it. You always play the what-if game sometimes, but I mean, I don't play it that often, but I do sometimes think about where I'd be if I kept playing.
I know where you'd be. You scored 1,000 points in your career in high school, same thing at UNK, and if I'm not mistaken, you scored over 1,200 points in just 3 short years. Didn't seem short to you probably, but that's pretty rough competition over there. Is it true that you got part of a tooth knocked out in your first game?
Yeah, so my first...
I think your mom told me that.
Yeah, my first game, actually, I was getting ready to... We were playing, it was like the first 2 minutes, somebody elbowed me or hit me in the face, and my 2 teeth were pointing back towards... so I had to go get braces and all that kind of stuff over in a foreign country. And some of the things that, I didn't... And then I broke my nose 1 year, so I had to get surgery on my nose in Spain. Like, it was interesting, but I have a lot of great memories and a lot of great stories that come from it, so...
I bet, yeah. You look
That's for another time, all those other times.
Another time. So you decided you were getting the itch to be a head coach over it when you were helping Drake, right?
Yep.
What led you to here? And do you still live in Kearney?
Yep, so I live in Kearney and I commute every day. So my wife, she's been going to PA school in Kearney, and so there's that new add-on that's out there. So we bought a house and didn't know where we were going to be, and then she just accepted a job at New West in Kearney. She's going to be doing some orthopedic cancer, so I will be commuting for a couple more times and continue to do that. It's not a bad drive. It's just 28 minutes and kind of lets me decompress a little bit. So
there you go.
I do enjoy it. It allows me to listen to some music, make some phone calls, all that good stuff.
There you go. How many kids out for basketball this year?
We got 21 kids out for basketball right now, so honestly, 9 through 12, so that's a pretty good number for us. I was kind of thinking we'd be around that 20 to 25 mark.
Yeah. So. And really, things weren't left in too bad a shape when you got here, really. I'm serious,
I have been gifted with a lot of really good players, and it's really tough for those kids because if you don't know, they've had 4 head coaches. The senior class has had 4 different head coaches, and I understand some things come up and some opportunities may arise, but at the same time, they've had 4 different voices to listen to, and honestly, they've played 2-3, they've played man, they've done 1-3-1, they've done all sorts of different things, so they should have a pretty good wide variety of understanding of the game. And yes, we have been very blessed with the kids that we have. I mean, last year they had a really good turnaround. I mean, 9-13 was, they definitely left a couple games out there that they wanted to probably get, but I mean, they did a good job and kind of started building for this year.
Did you have a chance to work with this group in the summertime before you took, or you took the game before that?
Yep, so I knew in, I think it was April or so, honestly. So I kind of had a pretty good idea that I was coming here, and we kind of got a hold of some kids and found out the schedule, and good thing Coach Asher kind of had, the previous coach had a good idea on what they were going to do in the summer, so we just kept the same summer schedule.
Oh, okay.
We went to a couple tournaments, a couple team camps, and had a few days every week that we came in here for open gym. That was kind of our summer schedule, which was good to just get around and be able to talk some terminology that we're going to use and that kind of stuff. So,
did you have to tailor an offense for this bunch, or did you just run with what you had in mind in the first place?
Honestly, I think as a coach, you want to definitely tailor to your offensive or defensive people that you have, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that I've learned, and that's good, that I've learned from my playing days that I can utilize and use, but at the same time, I try to find the best things that I picked up that I like and try to make sure our kids understand it. And at some point, if we have a 6'10" kid, we might do a little bit more different things, but right now we have a lot of guys that are just, we're pretty solid 1 through 5. Like, they're all like 6'2", 6'1", 6'4" maybe, but they can all dribble, they can all shoot, they can all pass. And for me, that's the most important things. I want players, I don't want positions. And we have that here, and it makes it easier for me because the players ultimately make the plays to win the game. So
that's right. Do you ever get involved in practices? Do they want you to get involved?
In the summertime, I'd play sometimes. In the winter, probably not. I usually try to yell too much at them. No, when I do play occasionally, I'm too sore the next day to hardly be able to do anything. So I got to make sure I have a weekend to relax and kind of catch up. But not very often.
And the soles of your shoes, I can see they're not worn out yet. What in the world?
I know.
What would your dad think?
I know. I don't slap my shoe or stomp my foot as much as my dad does. No, but I definitely yell and do all the good stuff. And I just try to stay on our guys and continue to coach them the best I can.
Tell me about the kids that are playing this year that are your key figures.
So we have a really good group of kids, a good senior class of 4 guys, and they're doing a great job. 3 of them start for us, 1 of them comes off the bench, and we have 2 kids that are twins, and they're doing a fantastic job of becoming stronger around the rim and attacking the rim and doing a lot of good things. And Caleb Stewart's another senior for us, and he's doing a great job of facilitating. He's our little point guard, and he just competes, and he wants to win. He doesn't care how it gets done. He wants to win. He's a great leader for us. And got a couple kids that are underclassmen that are really stepping up. I mean, Josh Lure's been shooting fantastic from three-point line. That's always nice to have a guy that can stretch the floor. And then we got a good big down low that can kind of play both ways, inside and out. Caleb Polk and Reed and Kevin come off the bench. And we had one game against Adam Central. We had some foul trouble with our starting 5, and so we relied on a lot of guys on the bench, and they came in and played awesome and did a lot of great things. And it was good to see because honestly, they sometimes don't get their number called as much as they probably wanted to, but at the same time, they came in with the most important time that they needed, and they came in and performed, and we needed them, and they hung with them and kept us intact until the second half so we could go and win a game.
Very cool. And boy, that was a big victory over Adam Central. You guys are, last year when I watched this team, it was somebody you just didn't want to play because they were balanced, and with you at the helm, it's going to get worse for the other teams. But I didn't. If you had to pick one guy, this isn't in the script, what would you pick for your one guy if you were starting a team? Would it be a ball handler, a three-point shooter, complete? Would it make it?
To me, I just want somebody that wants to compete. Honestly, I just want competitors. I want guys that want to go and win. I mean, you can do all the ball handling drills, all the shooting drills you want. Ultimately, when the chips are down, who's going to go and make a play? And who's got that confidence, that competitiveness, that wants to go make a play. And we got, the best thing about our guys is we got 5 guys in our starting 5 that are very unselfish. It don't matter who gets it done. And one game, Easton, like against St. Paul, he goes against 27 in a game, and then the game before he scored 1 point. So like we try to find, we find our mismatch or somebody that's kind of feeling it. We have 5 or 6 different guys that can go and get 20 a game if they need to. So that's really nice for us because we have a lot of guys that can do a lot of good things.
That's a luxury because when you look at those box scores, oh, well, this kid's their stud. Wait a minute, he had 1 point. Oh, and then it's like, who do we guard? So, but tell me about the schedule this year. Does it look manageable? It does to me, but I'm an outsider.
Yeah, and I really liked our schedule. If you had told us that we were 3-1 at the start of the 4 games, I'd have taken that. Because early on, there's a lot of things that can go the other way. I mean, we started out with Sandy Creek, and I don't know if we played our best game. We were a little flat, and just didn't come out as good as we wanted to, and they played really well. Sandy Creek took it to us, and it was kind of a wake-up call. I think a lot of kids were hearing a lot of good things about the summer. Oh, you guys are going to be really good. Everybody's telling them, oh, you're going to be really good, and then you get out there and you just think that it's going to get handed to you, and it's not. And Sandy Creek came and woke us up a little bit, took it to us, and we kind of responded in a good way the last 3 games. So.
Okay, so tell me about who's in your district this year.
So we got Adams Central, who we played just a little bit ago, and we got Gibbon, and then we got Fillmore Central. So, 4 teams that are, Fillmore Central's got St. Paul's coach, so, he knows how to hold St. Paul's coach.
I forgot about Derek.
Yeah. So they got him, and, Gibbon always is, they're always tough. I love Benj's teams. They're big, they're long, and it's a rivalry. That's a close game for us. And then we got Adams Central, who's, the defending C2 or C1 state runner-up. Like I tell a lot of people, yeah, they're 1-3 right now, but guess what? They're going to start figuring it out. They got a lot of young pieces, and you know what? They've kind of had a rough stretch of 4 games that not a lot of teams are probably going to have very good records against, but they'll figure it out. They do a great job down there, and honestly, culture speaks for itself. They've done it. They have kids on the team that have done it, so they know how to get it done when it comes district time and all that kind of stuff. So we got to be ready to go and make sure we take care of business in the regular season first.
So how about one more question about this season? What about that holiday tournament? I just talked to BG last week. 8 teams, that's a pretty cool thing.
Yeah,
you play a home game first round?
We actually don't get a home game, so there's 2 teams that don't get a home game out of the 6 at some point if you would win. But we actually go to Bruning Davenport, or Bruning Davenport shakes one.
You'd never play them normally.
Nope. So, it's a great, if you look at those 8 teams, man, there's 8 really good teams that can go and do a lot of things. Central City's in it, Milford's in it.
That's
Cross County, who's fantastic at football and has all these athletes, and it's and the Cozad's in it. There's a lot of really good teams. Bede's in it, who's a team that's really good. I know I'm going to forget the teams, but at the same time, Superior's in it. There's a lot of good teams, and it's kind of like that mini state tournament a little bit. You play 3 consecutive games, or you play 1 before Christmas break, you play 2 after. So it's a great opportunity for us to kind of have that tournament atmosphere and kind of be ready to play multiple games in a row. It's going to come at some point.
I know it'll even be better next year when they have the dome ready.
Yes, I know. That's what I told BJ last time. Hey, we need to come out to you guys the next time when that dome's ready, because that's pretty cool.
That's great. So is everybody healthy, by the way?
Yep, everybody's doing well. Just kind of nicks and bruises here and there, but at the same time, we got a lot of healthy kids, and that's the most important part. Some sicknesses kind of going around just the way it is, and hopefully we stay away from anything like that, but everything's healthy.
Tell us about when your next home game is.
So we play on Friday at home against Blue Hill. I believe it's at 7:45.
I've got them the next day at Hastings College.
So Blue Hill their record does not speak for themselves. I know that they are really good. They have a lot of good players. They have one good player for sure in the Coffee Boy.
Yes.
I know he can play, and yeah. So they're going to be ready to go, and they've had a rough stretch, but they've also had one of those gauntlets of a schedule to start with, and they'll start picking it up here, and hopefully it's not against us. Hopefully we can get them, and then they start picking it up. But no, they'll be tough, and anytime we play a home game, we better be ready to go and protect our home floor.
I don't think I have to tell people to come out. I'm sure the crowds have been good, so come out. If you haven't ever seen a game, come and watch Wood River and the master at the helm. But thanks for taking time to talk to us, man.
It's a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. So come to Wood River, and I don't know how many home games you have afterwards, but follow them on the road too.
Yep.
Okay, Drake.
Oh,
Right, my God.
Yeah, hey, we're going to cut that one. I'm not.
We're cutting it, no. That's where I'm supposed to go
No,
next.
that's funny. You're going to Drake's?
No, I said I have to.
Yes, you got to get down there for him.
I've got Drake on my mind. Connor, thanks a lot.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Yep. So Connor Beranek, head coach for Wood River, a pleasure indeed. For the independent.com, this is Bobby Mills saying, next time on In the Hoop, catch us then.